Maybe this has also happened to you. So one afternoon, we were about to eat some lunch, and then we thought, aside from eating this packed lunch, why not order something unique, a little extra protein? So one of us got our phone, opened the delivery app, and just selected some things that we could share together. And then we waited, chatted a bit, slowed down on our eating. 1 hour passed, and still no delivery guy. 2 hours passed. Where is he? And the place we ordered it from is about a few minutes away. So the person who ordered checked her phone and she was like, the payment is still on hold. He's not here. And then a few minutes pass by and someone calls her, tells her, hey, we have prepared your order for a few minutes now, and yet the delivery guy canceled on us. And of course, the store or the restaurant was asking for some feedback. And so we told them, okay, we'll just drop by to your place and eat it there. And that order was Angus beef. So we had to push through with the meeting, of course, and then just went there after everything said and done. By the time we got there, well, it looked like a nice house, and you can see inside through the big windows. And we were fascinated by it. It looks like a house that was transformed into a cafe restaurant. First impressions, the interior, the ambience, even the menu design was really great. But the price is even greater. And by greater, I mean it's a lot more expensive than the usual things that locals eat here. And just, pause the video to get the full address. If I were to describe the place, the location, it's a hidden gem. It's not on the main road. So we went through a lot of streets that I could not remember. Just Google it, and you will find it. And the place is fairly small in terms of parking. It's one of the things that people had difficulty with upon arriving. Though luckily for us, when we arrived there was one parking slot and we just fit right in. So we went in Flossom Kitchen and Cafe, and upon arriving, a waiter greeted us, seated us on our table, and we mentioned the delivery app problem as well as the rider taking the order and then not showing up. So they told us that the beef has been sitting for a few hours now and it got a little cold. So they were suggesting that they reheat it, but our concern was that from medium well, it will become well done. Now I will tell you as well as show you what the beef looked like, how it tastes. But for now, let's start off with the first things that we ordered, such as this cheese. It's brie cheese served with some crunchy bread and some blackberry dip. Usually, they would serve this with some fig jam as stated in the menu, but since it was not available, a blackberry jam was a substitute. And it turned out well, at least in my taste, because it's sweet. And then there's the saltiness of the cheese. We also drizzled some of the honey they gave along with the dish, which in my opinion just makes the experience better, and also the flavors that go inside your mouth, well, our mouth, which in my opinion is one of their best dishes. Now moving on, there's also some salad, and finally the Angus beef I told you about. The rice is something to write home about. I can't exactly describe it since this happened a few days ago, but there's that distinct smell and taste that goes along with it. It's like that smoky pandan flavor and smell. So yeah, it's definitely unique, not something I get to try every day. Angus beef, like I said a while ago, is a little well done since it was reheated after sitting for a few hours. Now if this was medium well or medium rare, I guess it will be a lot softer, but despite it being well done, it wasn't as chewy as other beef cuts. Maybe it's because of the cut, maybe it's because of the way they cooked it, but overall I still enjoyed it. It's still that thing that melts in your mouth and very flavorful. This next dish is called the cheesy chicken volcano, and as you can see, it kind of looks like a volcano and all that cheese melting right off it. Underneath that is some fried chicken, typical fried chicken, but I love the cheese, especially since I hadn't had one for a very long time. I'm on a diet, as you can see. Though it's not something I would order on a regular basis, I tried to put some cheese on top of the chicken and then poured some gravy on top of the cheese. Overall, I enjoyed this, but similar to other fried food, this was extremely oily, extremely heavy, especially since they paired this with some rice, which is, I don't blame them, but I'm not used to eating this types of food, so I wasn't able to finish it. But don't worry, I got it to go and had it for breakfast the next day. And finally, this is the chicken sisig. Sisig is very common. It's like chicken breast with some liver, chilies, some put mayo on top of it, some egg, but majority just add some calamansi to the side, which you can drizzle on top. We hadn't had that for a long time as well, but in my opinion, I think pork sisig, especially in the Philippines, is still better. Overall, I think I enjoyed the beef and the brie cheese the most, but this restaurant gets an 8 out of 10 overall. We really enjoyed the ambience, the food. And if you search it up, Google, it's fairly mixed, around 3.5 to 4 when it comes to ratings out of 5. A lot of people complain about the service, something which we did not experience. So that is one of the things that you can take into consideration before going to the place. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the following videos to come. Bye-bye!